Hello, welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, public servants' salaries and minimum wage increases announced. Plans are on schedule for Lethem to attain its township status on October 20. Minister Brooms moving to address issues after social media outburst by mining syndicate. Locally produced fish food one step closer to production. And many celebrate Diwali, the festival of lights. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. And now for the details. Plans are on stream for Lethem to attain its township status on October 20. Gabriela Patram has more.
Excitement is in the air as Lethem in Region 9 will officially be declared a town tomorrow by His Excellency President David Granger. According to Mayor of Lethem, Carlton Beckles, plans are on schedule for tomorrow's activities.
So far, I'm satisfied with the preparation. Being specific as relates to the decoration, and that will be done at Decoration Park, and we would have finished the fencing. We would have finished the monument, if you want to call it, to take the plaque, the walkway, so that we'll have these interlocking blocks where we'll be walking, and other features within that area.
The mayor added that several government ministers and members of the diplomatic corps will be in attendance tomorrow for the declaration ceremony.
The Honorable Joe Harmon, obvious Minister of Communities, Honorable Ronald Vulcan, Minister of Sports and Social Cohesion, George Norton, Minister within the Ministry of Communities, responsibility for housing, Valerie Adams Yearwood.
Lethem Town Week kicked off on Sunday, October 16th. Activities that have occurred so far include cricket and football competition, horseback riding, interfaith service, and concert. This evening, the Miss Lethem pageant will take place, while the exhibition, which sees a number of participants, will continue. Reporting from Town Square in Lethem, Region 9, Gabriela Patram for InfoHub.
Government has announced public servant salaries and minimum wage increases. The range is 8% for persons earning between $55,000 and just under 100,000 Ghana dollars, 6% for those earning between 100,000 and just under 300,000 Ghana dollars, 5% for those earning between 300,000 and just under 500,000 Ghana dollars, 4% for those earning between 500,000 and just under 700,000 Ghana dollars, 2% for those earning between 700,000 and 800,000 Ghana dollars, and half of 1% for those earning between 800,000 to 1 million Ghana dollars. The new minimum wage now stands at 60,000 Ghana dollars. A draft water governance white paper was submitted to the ongoing Caribbean Water and Wastewater Association conference. Renata Lafleur has the details.
Minister of Communities Ronald Vulcan explained the draft white paper was extensively dissected and discussed, allowing member countries to give their inputs before it is tabled at the 8th World Water Forum in 2018.
It includes the institutionalizing of the high-level forum as a viable and legitimate forum to discuss water issues throughout and across the Caribbean. A decision was taken to allow for the refinement of that draft white paper to lead to, as I said, the individual strategic action plans. It acknowledges the need for wider and greater stakeholder engagement.
The minister said Guyana's hosting of the conference will boost efforts to improve potable water infrastructure and distribution.
It exposes Guyana in a deeper level to best practices, not only regionally but internationally. The presence of exhibitors from all parts of the world also allows our managers, including divisional managers at the Guyana Water Inc., to be exposed to these products, services and technology that will help to inform their database, because the government of Guyana is making a huge investment in the water infrastructure.
Executive Director of Caribbean Water and Wastewater Association Patricia Aquin noted that the conference allows for the first high-level forum for waste management.
It's the first time that we are organizing this aspect of the conference because it gives our technicians, our politicians and policymakers in the region an opportunity to discuss a very, very critical issue of waste, how we manage our waste in the region. I don't think we need to tell you why that is important, because if you look around us in all of our countries, we have a waste management issue.
The 26th CWWA Annual Conference and Exhibition is being held at the Marriott Hotel under the theme Promoting Innovation and Creativity in Water, Wastewater and Waste Management. It ends on Friday, October 20th. Renetta LaFleur for InfoHub.
Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simona Brooms, will address issues raised after the Turuparo Mining Syndicate's social media criticism. More from Delicia Haynes.
The meeting was convened after a Region 7 mining syndicate via social media criticized the government for denying the group access to mining blocks. Head of the Turuparo Mining Syndicate, Melanie Bihari, explained the frustration of its members but apologized for the action that was taken.
I'm sorry for what one of my members did, which everybody is aware that the member that did that video was my husband. And I did not aware of it. When I get to find out about it, well, make sure story short, it's kind of rocky.
Bihari explained that the process for applying for mining blocks has been exasperating and might have led to the action taken by the syndicate member.
How is it possible? Because when I do my research, this land was available. So how suddenly it is not? She said it have a lot of application pending. I kind of get a little frustrated. I meet with the manager, I ask her about it. She said she's going to look into it.
Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simona Brooms, described the video and news article as unnecessary.
What I disagree though is when I look at people crying out that in a sector now, it's now things hard and people would start to kill and murder. Those people didn't been around in my days. If you didn't murder then, how could you murder now? What is your agenda there?
Nevertheless, Minister Brooms committed to putting aside all differences and vowed to work with the syndicates to ensure issues affecting small miners are addressed. The minister added that giving the miners the right to work in Guyana is in keeping with the nation's constitution. The syndicate bodies were established by the Natural Resources Ministry to facilitate equality, land availability, and eliminate harassment of smaller mining groups in the sector. Delicia Haynes for InfoHub.
Locally manufactured fish food is one step closer to production. Paul McAdam tells us more.
Fisheries Officer Nikita Duki said the production of fish food from local inputs is one of 3 experimental projects being undertaken by the Saturday Saw Aquaculture Station.
We have 2 feed trials. One concerns us producing a locally made feed and comparing that to the imported. We worked along with a JICA volunteer this year to produce a local feed. We were successful in terms of the feed physical characteristics being intact. That is, it wouldn't disintegrate too quickly into the water. That trial is ongoing. The
successful production of fish food locally, she added, will aid in government's drive to diversify agriculture in the hinterland regions.
What we'll be doing is sourcing local ingredients that are pretty dominant in areas so that they can utilize it as fish feed, especially for the interior locations where importing a commercial feed would be very costly. Utilizing those ingredients that are local to them in a fish feed to promote the fish rearing activity would be a boost.
In 2001, the Monrepo Aquaculture Station was established with the main aim of producing fingerlings and advancing aquaculture technology. The station consists of 1 residence, 1 laboratory, and 10 concrete ponds. The station was dedicated to slain Agriculture Minister Saturday Saw in August of 2009. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
InfoHub's Stacey Carmichael sat down with cancer awareness advocate and Guyana Cancer Foundation President Bibi Hassan to discuss its work in raising awareness on prevention and cancer treatment.
As part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, today we feature President of the Guyana Cancer Foundation, Bibi Hassan, whose advocacy efforts were inspired by her mother's personal struggle with breast cancer. Here's her story.
Being a cancer advocate, I still couldn't handle it, that when she called me into her room and showed me that, look, check my pillow, I was like speechless. I went back to my room and I lie down on that bed and I started to cry. I cry and I asked God, why did this have to happen to my beautiful mom? God, give me the strength to deal with this. Now my mom, she is such a superwoman.
The Guyana Cancer Foundation's president, during an emotional interview with InfoHub, was moved to tears as she recounted some of the painful moments she shared with her mother back in 2008 as she endured chemotherapy following a mastectomy. Bibi's mother was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and that signaled a turning point in her life as she drew inspiration from her mother's struggle with the disease and began what was formally established as the Guyana Cancer Foundation in June 2016.
I launched it at the Marriott Hotel on the 29th of September, and from then on I've started working where last year I screened over 100 plus women for breast cancer by offering free sonogram and mammogram to those underinsured, low income and medically underserved women.
During these tests, there was one positive diagnosis of aggressive cancer. That woman has since received several bouts of chemotherapy and radiation and continues to battle the disease. Hassan said she takes every diagnosis seriously and urged all women to get themselves medically examined regularly.
Don't wait for any changes in your body. You should try to live a healthy lifestyle, and early detection helps save lives.
The GCF president continues to be overwhelmed by the support of several corporate entities who collaborated to pull off the breast cancer awareness walk slated for this Saturday, October 21, 2017. The assembly point is the parade ground, Middle Street, Georgetown. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
Diwali, the Festival of Lights, was observed by many on Wednesday. Here is Crystal Stull. She visited Alexander Village, where rows upon rows of lights festooned many houses in observance of the national holiday.
Diwali, one of the most significant events in the Indian culture, is a 5-day festival of lights traditionally celebrated by Hindus, Sikhs and Jains. InfoHub visited Alexander Village and spoke to a member of the Vishnu Mandir, Kevin Paltu. He explained that the celebration started with an early morning service and was followed by food preparations and diya lighting in the evening.
During the week, we started with the rolling of the cotton wicks and the washing the diyas and setting it out on the table. As when you go outside, you'll see how each member is lighting the diya, and others are helping place it around the carpet of the mandir. I think it's about 1,400 diyas.
Despite hurdles faced, Alexander Village resident Anil Henry said his family worked as a team to light 200 diyas to celebrate the festival.
Last year was a little bit more, but this year things a little ups and downs. So whatever we couldn't do, we still do to keep the festival alive. Today is actually the days that we do it, but tomorrow we're going to light just a few, not as much.
First Street resident Umesh Danram shared his routine for the day.
The days are not much to prepare, so we just have to wash them and so prepare them. We fill them with oil and roll up the cotton walls and so. Basically, it's an early morning start. You get to cook the 7 curry, the sweet meats, all the sweet rice and so.
The festival was also acknowledged by members of other faiths.
I came to support my friend and light a few diyas and get blessings. I like to tell everyone that festivities like this is good to bring everyone together. It's a good tool for social cohesion, and people should embrace all the holidays and come out and celebrate and have fun with your brothers from different religions.
Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Next, we hear that thousands line the streets to view the dazzling kaleidoscopic floats on the Diwali motorcade. InfoHub was fortunate enough to speak to a few of the captivated spectators as the procession passed along its normal routes.
The Diwali motorcades always bring incredible energy to the festival, and as Hindus prepare to observe Diwali tomorrow, I feel a sense of pride that the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha has been able to sustain 42 years of the Diwali motorcades. I love being a part of the tradition of the motorcades because it brings Guyanese of all walks of life together in such a wonderful atmosphere. It fosters respect, love, and unity.
Our float comes from directly India, whereby we would have inculcated the 100th anniversary of the abolition of indentured ship. As you can see, we have a boat depicting it at the front. That is basically depicting that part. If you are to look what our ancestors bring, that is also what we're depicting. We have South Indian tradition along with the North Indian tradition.
This year makes it the 8th countrywide Deepavali motorcade celebration. Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.